Om Shri Periyava Charanam. Many years ago, during the Tamil month of Chittirai, on the Tamil New Year's Day, it was morning time in Kanchimat. There was a large crowd gathered to have darshan of Shri Periyava. A 16-year-old boy was waiting patiently in the queue. Slowly the queue moved forward, and by around 10 a.m., the boy had reached near the dais where Mahaswamigal was seated. Periyava looked closely at the boy. That was enough. Instantly, the boy prostrated before Periyava. He didn't get up immediately. After a moment, Periyava gently said, "Get up, child, get up." The boy stood up with folded hands. Trembling with devotion, his eyes filled with tears. Periyava called the boy closer. The boy came respectfully towards Periyava with folded hands. "Who are you, child? What's your name? Where are you from?" Periyava asked. "Swami, my name is Balakrishna Joshi. I am a Gujarati Brahmin from Madras. My ancestral roots are in Gujarat," he replied humbly. "Which part of Madras?" "Hanumantarayan Koil Street, Swami," Joshi answered reverently. "What have you studied?" "Up to 8th standard, Periyava," Joshi replied hesitantly. "That's all right. Did you come here today to visit the temples in this sacred place for the new year?" "No, Periyava. I came only to have your darshan," Joshi replied. Periyava said, No, that's not proper. That's not how it should be said. When you visit any town, you must first go to the temples there, Shiva and Vishnu temples. Even I make it a point to visit temples wherever I go. Understood?" And Periyava laughed. "Yes, now I understand," Joshi replied humbly. "All right, then receive Acharya's prasad, visit all the temples in this town, and only then get on the bus back to Madras. Understood?" Periyava said firmly. Gaining a bit of courage, Joshi replied, "Yes, I understand clearly, Periyava. I'll follow your command and visit all the temples before returning to Madras. Please bless me." Periyava smiled and said, "See, I'm giving you all the prasad now itself. Then why would you come back to the mutt again? Okay, I see you plan to have darshan again, eat lunch here, and then take the bus. Very good, he joked kindly. Joshi hesitated. His eyes again filled with tears. "Why are you in tears?" Periyava asked affectionately. Wiping his tears, Joshi replied, "I wish to stay here for a few days. That's why." "Stay here? I don't understand," Periyava said. "I wish to stay in the mutt, Periyava," Joshi said with reverence. "In the mutt, only sannyasis stay here. What will you do in the mutt? Have darshan and go home." Periyava's tone showed slight sternness. Joshi didn't move. He prostrated again at Periyava's feet. "Periyava, please don't say that. I have a deep desire to stay and serve you for a few days." Periyava now understood. Joshi's innocent appearance and honest talk deeply moved him. Though he didn't show it outwardly, a special affection developed in Periyava's heart for Joshi. Still he said, "You want to do service? There are already enough boys in the mutt to help us. You better leave for Madras." Reluctantly, Joshi moved away, but he didn't leave the mutt. He ate lunch there and sat quietly outside the room where Periyava rested. At dusk, after bath, Periyava came out and saw Joshi. Without saying anything, Periyava walked past Joshi. Wherever Periyava went, Joshi stood where he could be seen. This continued for 4 days with unwavering devotion, but there was no response from Periyava. On the 5th day early morning, Periyava went to the Kamakshi Amman temple pond for his bath. After bathing, he saw Joshi again. "You still haven't gone back to Madras?" Periyava asked. "No, Periyava. I made a vow before coming here. I won't return without fulfilling it," Joshi said with deep conviction. "What vow?" Periyava asked, though he already understood. "I vow to serve at your lotus feet for some time, Periyava," Joshi said with hope. "You shouldn't take a vow for something impossible," Periyava said and walked away. Joshi wasn't disheartened. After worshipping Kamakshi Amman, he went straight to the mutt and stood at the entrance of Periyava's room. Later, when Periyava came out for darshan, he saw Joshi. His heart melted. "What does your father do?" Service or business? Periyava asked. Business, Periyava, buying and selling diamonds. Joshi replied. With your character, you'll become a big diamond merchant one day. At that time, you should earn a name as an honest diamond merchant. All right. Stay with the other boys and do service here for a few days, Periyava said, granting his wish. Joshi joined the group serving Periyava. For 2 days, he happily served and stayed in the same room where Periyava rested at night, considering it a divine blessing. On the third night before sleeping, Periyava called Joshi close to him. From now on, be with me all day like the others and do service, but don't sleep in this room at night, Periyava instructed. Joshi said, Please, Periyava, I want to sleep in the same room like the others. Please bless me. Periyava insisted, I have a reason. You must listen. All right, I will do as you say, Periyava, Joshi submitted. Smiling, Periyava said, Good. At night, go to the kitchen area. Sleep on the wooden bench which is near the large stove. Wake up early, brush, take bath and come back to serve. Understand? Joshi couldn't say anything further. With tears in his eyes, he agreed. The other boys watched curiously. Why was Joshi asked to sleep in the kitchen? Later, Joshi asked another boy, Has Periyava instructed anyone else to sleep near the stove? No, never, came the reply. It hurt Joshi. At 10 p.m., crying silently, he went to the kitchen and lay on the wooden bench. Overcome with grief, he did not eat dinner. Next morning, he woke up, took bath, and instead of going to Periyava's service, he went straight to Kamakshi Amman temple. He stayed away from the mud for 2 days. On the third day morning, Periyava asked, Where is Balakrishna Joshi? Has he gone back to Madras without informing? No, Periyava, he is still in the mud, a boy replied. Then why hasn't he come here for 2 days? Periyava asked. But the boys didn't know. When Joshi finally came, he stood with folded hands. Where were you, child? Are you unwell? Periyava asked kindly. Joshi didn't reply. Are you upset with me? Periyava asked gently. Joshi slowly said, Not angry, Periyava, just hurt. Hurt by me? Periyava asked surprised. There was no reply from Joshi and his silence deepened. Tell me, child. I must know your pain, Periyava encouraged. Falling at his feet and crying, Joshi said, You let me sleep here the first 2 nights. Then suddenly you asked me to sleep in the kitchen. I felt that maybe because I'm a Gujarati Brahmin and not a local boy you told me to go there. That hurt me deeply, Periyava. That's why I didn't come for 2 days. Please forgive me, Periyava. Joshi cried uncontrollably and fell at Periyava's feet. Periyava understood the situation. He remained silent for a while. There was stillness in the air. Then Periyava gently asked the boy standing nearby to step outside. He called Joshi closer. With immense compassion, he said, Oh dear Balakrishna, you thought I told you to sleep on the wooden bench near the royal stove in the kitchen for that reason? Oh my dear child, I didn't mean it like that at all. You misunderstood, my little one, said Periyava with heartfelt concern, and then asked Joshi to sit down. Hesitantly, Joshi sat down. Immediately, in a voice overflowing with grace, Periyava said, You held it in your heart all this time, that I told you to sleep on the wooden bench near the kitchen stove. Now, you've expressed it, thinking there must have been some special reason behind it. But Joshi, there was no hidden reason at all, just one reason. Look here, Joshi. Saying this, Swamigal slightly moved aside the cloth he had wrapped around his waist and showed his thigh. His sacred thighs were full of mosquito bite marks, red and swollen. Child Joshi, these are marks of mosquito bites which happens in the night. I'm an ascetic. I'll bear with this complaint. But you, dear child, you were struggling so much with those bites 2 nights ago. I saw you suffering. I just wanted you to sleep peacefully without going through the pain. The wooden bench near the stove is warm due to the fire, and mosquitoes won't come there. You'll sleep well. That's the only reason I said it. But you misunderstood it completely and thought otherwise. Periyava said this and chuckled lightly. But by then Joshi had burst into sobs again. Periyava, please say that you have forgiven me. I misunderstood your compassion and spoke wrongly. Joshi cried, overcome with emotion. Periyava, who was an embodiment of compassion, smiled gently. He lifted both his hands and fully blessed Balakrishna Joshi. Joshi, in the future you will become a great diamond merchant. Trade fairly, give honest prices and do good business. Mahaswamigal blessed him wholeheartedly. As foretold by Mahaperiyava, Balakrishna Joshi later became a great and righteous diamond merchant known for his integrity and dharma. Till Periyava lived, Joshi remained a recipient of his full love and grace. A few years later, Joshi attained the lotus feet of the Lord. Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Sri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham Hara Hara Shankara Jaya Jaya Shankara Periyava Charanam.